one thing. If you're on the wrong side, I've got to switch it, right? You guys in the chat, you know, I have to be here. Okay, kids, it's July 4th. What the hell? Let's have a live stream tonight. Apparently, your live stream is being hosted by the Powerpuff Girls, as pointed out by RDV, that were red, green, and blue. And LK apparently said we have to do this pose. Hey, okay. Sheer accident, but there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I guess we couldn't be Power Rangers because we don't have the full spectrum of the rainbow. But here is Ash.
We have
How
some
you doing, guys? All right.
I am the full spectrum.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem is we're missing our White Ranger, of course.
Zach.
He's celebrating 4th of July.
Right. So, hey, guys, what's up? Okay, so I got something to talk about here. I thought it would be kind of fun and funny to point out and share a story with you guys.
You know,
I have
to talk about.
Well, I have the classic Captain America trade paperbacks that reprint the Golden Age, and I haven't read them in for freaking ever. And so I figured, okay, let me check them out. And one thing I noticed was Captain America never hits Hitler. I mean, aside from that cover, he doesn't. But there was one that that kind of stood out, was that Captain America literally cross-dresses in order to go and defeat Hitler. And I thought it would be kind of...
In this special edition, he hits on Hitler.
Yes, he hits on Hitler. Yes. Hey, baby, what's up? I hear you're good with crowds. It's too late.
I like your mustache.
Why are you doing this? You're just giving more ammunition to the lunatics out there.
The fact that you think that I
demand that Captain America was trans all along.
That they might just, with how they take this kind of stuff.
They are creative. They are creative at rooting everything you like. So they don't need the help. You think the fact that you think that they haven't already learned this stuff? No.
Yeah, it took one page and a foot in order to make Iceman gay.
Pretty much, X-Men #1. When you look at that, when
Jean
comes,
he's like, oh, it's a yucky girl. I'm out of here, and that's what made Iceman gay. So if I actually show you guys this story of Captain America cross-dressing in order to defeat Hitler, you think Marvel is going to say, hey, Captain America's trans. Trans is America. You think that's what we're going to get? Sup, Adolf, I heard you like WAP, Captain America, RuPaul Rogers. Oh, goodness. Just for fun, let's get to it here.
We're going to actually reading United States of Captain America.
All right, if y'all want to join in, by all means, where did I put it? Here it is. It's from Captain America #2 from the Golden Age by Joe Simon and some young man named Jack Kirby.
Remember, to read these all online.
Yes. Trapped in the Nazi stronghold. Do you guys want to do a reading, or do we just want to go through it?
I know Ash wasn't feeling so well, but I don't mind doing a reading.
Yeah, well, okay, so we see a guy saying, gentlemen, the time has come when the democracies must stand together. The fate of the world depends on Britain's victory. The fate of Britain rests. Oh, I should be doing it in English accent. The fate of Britain. I am worse than Dick Van Dyke. I got to hear. The problem is I got to hear the accent before I could do the accent. It's just a weird thing with me. So, all right, let's see. English accent. The fate of Britain rests on the financial. I'm fucking bad at this.
Well, dear boy, the fate of Britain rests on the financial aid of our own Henry Baldwin. Oh wait, that's still the American guy. So you do that line. The British guy is the second word bubble.
I gotcha. Well, then you read that and have a good time with it.
I'm a firm believer in democracy. If my money will help beat our enemies, I'll give all I can.
Well, you guys are all both wrong. It's General Motors.
Yeah, let's not go there. And Bucky's like, now he's what I call a real American.
And more of his kind are needed, Bucky. let's go to Alec Baldwin's house. He's leaving.
He's shooting
This,
people.
of course, is this was foreshadowing. Bucky was pointing out what a real American is to Steve Rogers, who has been infiltrating United States since this
Of
time.
course, yes.
He was talking
Yeah.
about the coming of
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Even now, he's a Nazi. Little do the cheering throngs know that Private Rogers is in reality the famous
Right.
Captain America, and the boy with him is Bucky.
All right, you can bet your boots this little conference is going to cause trouble, so we'll just tag along.
But cruel eyes observe the timid financier as he steps into the night. Anybody know a German accent? Das is Adolf Baldwin now. I'm not very
But-
good with
Gosh, is how Alec Baldwin now.
Alec Baldwin comes to shoot you now.
Yes. But I don't understand.
You don't have to, Herr Baldwin. Get in.
Nazis, eh? You can't make me.
Wow, that guy changed color suits. You notice that? The driver was wearing green and blue, but before,
Oh no,
And they
there's a
look-
green and blue guy right here.
no, but look up. Look in the car. That upper panel. The coloring. The driver's on the left side.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. They switch
Yeah,
places in
swapped
two
it.
different panels. Yeah, that there you go. Yeah.
Well, they pulled up, the car stopped, and they swapped.
They switched.
places because
Yeah.
the other
Oh,
guy-
here, let me move. I've got the gun. Let me scooch over.
Do
Okay.
I get my no prize?
Okay. Hold on. Wait right there, old man. We're gonna get. Okay, we're good. You good? You good? Okay. That's what they did. All right. Hold them, Fritz. Oh, what? Heal Hitler. Sorry.
Ah, what is this?
Who dares insult their great Führer? Captain America and Bucky. Dun, dun, dun. I love the fact that they have a 12-year-old kid. That guy is over 6 feet tall and probably about 250 pounds easily, and Bucky one punches him.
Here's your answer, Mr. Spy.
This book is woke.
He called him. He's polite. No, he's polite. He called him a Mr. Spy.
These boys are out for the night. Say what, Cap? The car's gone, and so's Baldwin.
Yes, whisked right out from under our noses.
Meanwhile, in a sedan that glides through the night, your American friends were outsmarted, ya Herr Baldwin.
Obviously, but where are you taking me, and why?
I'll give that one to you, Venk.
What are we at? Don't
Don't
talk.
talk.
Do not talk, Heinrich. I have said too much already.
And the papers say financier vanishes. G-Men trace Baldwin abduction to 5th column. Baldwin is believed taken to Europe.
If only he was in real life. Believed taken to Europe, eh? I'm Canadian now. Oh, that sounds logical.
Now what are you thinking of doing, Cap? Masturbating constantly? I'm 14. That's what I'm thinking of.
Actually, have you ever seen a grown man naked, Bucky?
You're about to.
Oh, no.
What is this? Hey, what you doing? Seriously, Cap, what you doing?
Hold still, Bucky. First, I'm going to dress you up. Hey.
Hey.
And he puts
Then-
the costume on top of the costume.
I know.
Okay,
Yes.
sure, why not?
Then I dress myself up as Aunt May. Ouch. Easy with the corset. My gams.
Mhm.
And now we're going to Europe.
Aw, shucks. We still have to walk through an entire army base like this? You don't think we're going to stand out, Cap?
Quiet, Bucky. It's the final countdown.
L?
By gum, where did they come from? I could swear they remind me of someone.
Psst, Bucky. There is the sergeant.
Embarking on a clipper ship bound for Europe, our disguised heroes are soon far out over the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, Granny, look at all the beautiful waves.
I'm looking, sweetheart. But not at the waves. Take a gander. Who's sitting in there? Oh, Otto.
Well, I'll be. It's Henry Baldwin.
How many Baldwins are there?
That guy, he's coming toward us. He looks like a fifth columnist. We see the big guy walk by Captain America as he's dressed as an old lady. Captain America one punches him, knocking the monocle clear off of his face.
Tra-la-la, tra-la.
If I was sure of what I'm thinking, I'd... That night in a dark corner of the giant clipper, they get dressed and undressed again.
Now that you've seen a grown man naked, Bucky, what do you think? You see, Bucky, Alec Baldwin is on board, and he is being followed by some Herr German.
I'll say, and boy, am I glad to get out of this Fauntleroy sissy suit. Oh, what we were able to say back then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, definitely Cap was, you know, cross-dressing his grandma there, but I think that Bucky was more dressed like, you know, well, as he says, Little Lord Fauntleroy or, you know, Buster Brown, if you remember, you know, those old commercials. That's
Little Alita?
Yeah, so I think he was still dressed as a little boy. I don't think they both were cross-dressing, but
no, he was dressed like, yeah. Alrighty, a shrill scream breaks the eerie silence of the Clipper. Right here, man.
This way, Bucky. Time for Captain America to go spank some ass.
Captain America breaks through a wall. Bucky follows.
Hello, you ratsies.
Ditto. Ditto for hello. All right.
Hey,
we got him, Cap. And we see our heroes beating up the bad guys. Once again, Bucky one-punching a grown man.
Hey, what goes on here?
We see Captain America finish up the bad guys and sits on the big dude.
He's vanished again. Darn it. I said Henry Baldwin is on this plane. See if you can find him.
Henry Baldwin? On this plane?
Yes.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Henry Baldwin's on this plane. Cover every single inch, but find him.
Gosh, wasn't he the guy who was going to help England? That's still you.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, where'd those fellers in uniforms go to? Oh, good morning, Grandma. I can't stop. I'm looking for a very important passenger here.
Just, Captain. Must be a blondie.
Oh, you silly Grandma, you.
I can't figure it out, Bucky. First we see him and then we don't. Twice Baldwin has slipped through our fingers. Oh, heavens.
That's right, Granny. Cap. Guess the whole answer lies somewhere in Europe. Landing in Lisbon, Portugal, Captain America and Bucky, still in disguise, make their way into Nazis enslaved France. Once gay Paris is not a pretty sight under the heel of the Nazi conqueror.
We could stay and straighten France out. Oh, but we've got to go to Germany.
I've got to say, I would love to see what the original pages look like, because I wonder if they recolored the swastikas in the Nazi banner there.
The yellow?
Well, it seems odd that it was green instead of red.
Yeah, but they're red right here.
Yeah.
It's probably just a coloring mistake. It's Golden Age.
Yeah.
Well, the two guys, you switch costumes within like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Joe, by the way, is warning us not to drink the Grimace milkshake. So,
It's blueberry, but
I thought we were in July. I thought we were past Grimace's birthday, but I have to say that those TikTok videos, those were the first videos in a while that really actually made me chuckle. I thought they, for the most part, were pretty well done. I love the idea that it was some kind of like Blair Witch horror movie, thing.
Yeah, then the E-Thoughts got a hold of him, turned it into something sexual, and I was like, okay, we're done.
Oh man, That's really bad. All right. So meanwhile, somewhere in Germany, everything is ready, yeah. 3-21.
Ah, my good friends, certainly everything is ready. So far, the plan hasn't had one flaw. We completely dazed and baffled the United States. Can't you see? I'm Henry Baldwin. I'm to sign a pact with England which will make the smaller countries join the democracies. Ha ha ha! Now you may show Herr Hitler for final examination.
Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler!
Ah, I trust everything is as you wished, my Führer.
Exactly, 321. I will now explain the rest of my plan. The whole world expects you to sign the pact with Britain, that in turn will cause the rest of Europe to fall in line with their democracies. But you will not sign their pact. Instead, you will sign with Mussolini's that will serve Europe to our side, leaving their democracies trapped.
Heil Hitler!
Heil Hitler.
The tag has arrived at last. My mightiest blitz is ready to be hurled at the world. The plan must not fail. He's always slamming even when he's not near a desk.
Dilly Biggle here. Henry Baldwin phone. That's Jordan Zettel.
In a Berlin hotel room, Private Rogers and Bucky read the morning papers, still dressed up. I think they're starting to like it.
Oh, look at this. I can save so much with these coupons. So, Baldwin here, Mitch. It's a trick, eh? Oh, a good trick it was to have fooled us that way.
So where does that let us off?
Only I'm getting off tonight, son. We're getting out of here. We're going to Buckingham Palace.
Oh, gosh, that means I'll have to wear this darn sissy suit. Friday evening, an excited throng gathers at the palace. The greatest statesmen and diplomats gather for a mass meeting, but no one notices the aged woman and her grandson as they calmly watch the proceedings.
The very manly-looking woman with the broad shoulders.
Yeah, with the incredibly broad shoulders. Yep.
Hurrah! Here goes Baldwin.
Up with the Union Jack. Okay, that should have been said with an English accent, but we're moving on. Could I have your autograph, Mr. Baldwin?
Yeah, what's the United States opinion of the war, Governor?
Then, well, I'll be. Cap, that man is not Henry Baldwin.
Who do you mean here, dear Bucky?
I mean this. Get down, old man.
What are you young? What?
And the old lady immediately becomes the world's most famous hero.
Well, it's Captain America.
What's he doing in Europe?
3 cheers for the captain. And now for a little cleaning up.
Yeah. Blimey, the guy's a fake.
Henry Baldwin always carried his cane in his left hand. You were holding it in your right hand. Wow, if he just had a blister. Suddenly,
if it wasn't these kids and that damn dog, I would have got away with it.
Yeah. Curses, Encyclopedia Brown, and your damn knowledge.
Oh wow, you went deep dish on with the Encyclopedia Brown.
That totally reminds me of something out of Encyclopedia Brown.
Suddenly, a submachine gun barks from the open window of a sedan. They've caught 321.
He'll never talk. Not after this dose of lead.
The dirty Nazis!
Come on, Bucky. After them.
With the strength of 2-ton truck, Captain America and Bucky bring the sedan to a halt. You know Bucky's adding nothing to this, right?
Yeah, but I mean, has Cap ever stopped a car before in modern day? Whoa, Nelly.
Yeah, I do at least like the fact that, they did have Cap, brace himself against the lamppost.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah,
do that muscular thing that in Ultron.
Look at it. I mean, he's got his right leg,
Oh, I didn't see that first.
Braced up against the lamppost.
Holy crap! It's Riley Rossmo drawing this.
Yeah, look at those legs, man.
Yeah.
Long, luscious legs.
I think
That is some wild
right
ass
leg.
legs right there.
Yeah.
Now come out of your hole, ratsies. Now you lugs can crawl back into your hole if you're
Able to, but okay.
Oh,
It does look like a Bleedo. And we see Captain America beating the crap out of some Nazis. Let's get out of here, Cap. The fake Baldwin's dead, but I found a note on him.
Yeah. Don't leave, Captain America. England needs you. Or as the real Henry Baldwin.
Blimey. Later.
I guess we're a little low now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Let's see the note, Bucky.
Here it is, Cap. Gosh, what do you make of that? The forest is black, the river is blue. Baldwin's held down at Camp 22.
Something to do with the Black Forest gummy bears, Bucky. Let's go check it out.
The Black Forest and the Blue Danube, so that should narrow it down.
Simple, Bucky. It means that Baldwin's in concentration camp learning how to concentrate in the Black Forest.
At the concentration camp in the Black Forest.
Vugosta.
We're the Smith brothers, and we've come to pick a bone with some stormtroopers.
Okay, I'm not quite sure that one fits, but
It doesn't, but
well, because I mean, the only Smith brothers I recall are the cough drop people, but
maybe it is.
Where'd they come from?
No time for questions, Cap. Shut the f up and fight.
Oh my gosh!
Yahoo!
The
And we
first
see-
Yahoo.
Once again, we see Bucky, who now looks like he's 30, beating the crap out of Nazis all by himself. Meanwhile, a soldier pours a merciless machine gun fire into the fighting figure. I can't read.
well,
Quick,
honest,
Get
Not
that
exactly
trooper's
well
hand
written.
grenade. Say again.
I said it's not exactly well written. It's a little clunky.
Meanwhile, a soldier pours a merciless machine gun fire into the fighting figures.
Yeah, shut up.
I mean, it should have said, meanwhile, a soldier mercilessly pours machine gun fire into the fighting figures. But
Grammar was non-existent back then, okay?
So
It
you're
still is
saying
today.
you're better than famed and classic comic book writer Joe Simon, huh? I see how it is. The grenade strikes home, and the machine gun's nest is blown to bits.
And that guy is now dead.
no, nobody's perfect.
Later, in the Nazi stronghold, Adolf Hitler. What is it now?
The Yankees in Captain America.
The Yankees find would upset mine plans. Hey, that's a good one.
No, you've got to let me go.
First, we give you the cannon death. Come, Eric. We see him out. Okay, apparently they moved him outside in the blink of a panel. Come, Eric Garrett. We watch their execution.
No, my pleasure, mein Führer. So you've got Hitler and you've got Goering. So you've got the Nazi high command here.
I hope that's not a actual
Concentration camp.
live ammo in that thing, because that would actually cause them to get injured too, not just the guy get killed.
So you're worried about the Nazis, are you?
I'm just saying, common sense was not their strong suit.
Well, it's 1940s comic books. You know, there's a
Well,
lot.
And fire!
Yeah. Was ist los?
Greetings, gentlemen. Say,
Hiya, Adolf. Der Yankees Schwein. Within split second, the morning wail of the attack signal is heard. The infantry charges up and swift mechanized units rumble forward to answer the call. Dreaded
cool.
Stuka dive bombers plunge earthward to join in the Fuhrer's personal blitzkrieg against Captain America.
I gotta say, how they draw that tank is really cool.
Yeah, it is actually pretty neat.
Ye gods, the whole Nazi army's after us. How did that happen?
Too true, Cap. Look out, Cap. Here comes a dive bomber.
Yeah. Now serve the fatherland with Captain America on toast.
As the Stuka pockets earthward, the amazing Cap and Bucky leap for its undercarriage, and they grab onto the landing gear. A moment later, Cap and Bucky take control of the plane. I've got the stick, Cap.
It doesn't work that way. The canopy would come off and not reappear back on.
This would, by the way, this is one of those panels out of context. The look on his face where Bucky's reaching.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, that is bad.
I'll say unintentional, but okay.
Okay, can you pilot this crate? Can you pilot this crate, Cap?
There's nothing like learning.
On the job?
We're gonna die.
Actually, that's what he says next.
Ach, Himmel, run for your lives!
Those Yankees are devils.
Oops, I'm afraid I can't handle this, Wing Bronco Bucky. We're gonna die.
And they crash into a barn. As Captain America and Bucky investigate the shack they crashed, they find...
I'm glad we survived that non-explosion in the last panel, Bucky.
It's a barn. And with a war going on outside. Elk?
Nope. Oh, you get the big one, Adolf. I'll get the little guy.
Nah, Harmon, I'll get the little guy. Suddenly, Bucky tears towards both of them.
Oh, no.
Let's not argue, boys. You can both have me. Okay. Oh, goodness.
Oh, my.
Oh, stop. I'm going to pee. Okay, let's see. It's Bucky jumps towards Hitler and Gomer, kicking both of them. Are you both satisfied?
Oof.
Oosh.
Nice work, Bucky. I didn't know you could take on two men at the same time.
Untying Baldwin from the wooden stake, Captain America removes his sack.
Where am I?
Did you remove the sack? Oh.
Yeah,
In Germany, Mr. Baldwin, but we'll have you in England before long.
Hey, Cap, the planes. The planes. It's the RAF, the planes. Answering Captain America signals the British planes chance a landing. This way, you guys.
I dare say, we're saved. Saved.
Some days later.
Billy Beagle here.
Go ahead.
You're at the rescue. My Captain America turns right upside down. No thanks to Spider-Man.
Back at the camp in good old USA.
Here comes Rogers and the kid. I've got a little surprise for them. AWOL, eh? I'll show you monkeys you can't loaf in this outfit. Into the guardhouse with you for a week. Shut up.
Right away, Sarge.
And there we go, gang. That is the first time, I kid you not, that's the first time that Captain America actually meets Hitler. And he had to cross-dress to get to him. And when they got to him, Bucky took him out.
and then after that, well, 60, 70 years later, America Chavez finally punches Hitler.
Well, except it does raise the question then of how did Hitler escape to continue the war? So
yeah, they let him go.
I would say that if he went to leave, I'm thinking that Red Skull killed him.
It might be because Bucky thought he was a sweet, sweet lover. There were a couple of, that was kind of fun. Bucky has a stunt double, guys like Taskmaster and Black Widow. Is Encyclopedia Brown related to Charlie Brown? Yes. Let's see, German accent, spot on. Mechanized infantry, tip of the spear, nobody will get this reference.
Well, that's what they call the tank corps in the past.
That makes sense.
Hitler.
Wortham made a fuss about Batman and Robin, but completely missed the whole incident in Captain America. Yep. Giving enemy Ace a hand job is a little bit worse, I think. Meanwhile, Spider-Man, not even a twinkle in his father's eye. And he also escaped in real life. So there you go. What did you think? I had fun with this one.
Just like it's to me, it's no different than reading like the original Teen Titans stuff. You know, there's gonna be some like hijinks there that are not meant to be hokey.
Yeah,
it comes out hokey.
It just comes out that way. Yeah.
But see with the Guy Gardner, with Flash, Jay Garrick, and then you had the early Hawkman book in the Flash comics.
Yep.
Hawkman killed every single villain and every single issue. You read those first 25.
Yeah.
It is like, okay, who's gonna kill next? And if you tally up the count, man, Hawkman has killed more people than Batman ever did, or anybody else. Even probably even Punisher.
I think Batman only killed about 4, maybe 7 people in his first 10 or 12 issues. I know he swings down, like one guy's putting his head out the window and he swings down, he breaks his neck. I know he shoots somebody, he drops somebody. I know those are 3 ways the Batman kills.
Yeah. The Animal Snowman.
Yeah. You know, I would say again, you have to kind of put yourself back in the kind of the mindset of a kid in the early 40s, kind of reading this, and it was designed for go Cap, all right,
Well,
people
also
didn't have a lot of knowledge of certainly the specifics and the history of the war we have now, so and thought it's just a fantasy to go pro US and take out Hitler. And
that was the thing though. I mean, growing up a kid, you were taught that the Germans, that the Nazis were evil. You were taught, that's why we're going to fight the war, we're going to go kill the bad guys. Same with the Nazis. Nazis were, from little on, they were indoctrinated, told them that the Jews were responsible for everything. It's war propaganda, and that's because Captain America books were definitely war propaganda.
Yeah. And you can tell though that this was written for, I hate saying, but like a child audience, because nobody was really killed, nobody was like directly shot. If there were any kills, I'll say they were the fun type kills where something blows up, and so you don't think of the bad guy, getting not seeing the bad guy or anybody get shot and killed.
One of the largest audiences for comic books back in during World War II was soldiers overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to see this done as a movie. Chris Evans cross-dressing as an old lady, and then the whole thing with that barn scene though. Everybody knows whenever a plane crashes gasoline, it would have caught on fire. It would have exploded the barn.
Well, shit.
But
I think it could be forgiven.
Yeah, but again, that goes back to, if you think about in the 40s, there were multiple Mad Cap movies where you would see a biplane go and the kind of the classic thing of hit and crash into the barn, and you see the wings separate, and then the person falling out into the hay bale in the barn or whatever.
That is a scene in a movie, and that actually was done.
Yeah, exactly. That, and same with Cap being in disguise. Again, 1940s, there were Bugs Bunny cartoons, doing that. It wasn't seen as anything sexual or whatever nonsense we want to put onto it today. It was just somebody dressing up in disguise so they can't be seen.
I think it was King of the Spiders with a crop duster plane crashes into the barn and explodes.
Yeah. Well, and again too, especially with the aspect of it, being, World War II, it would have looked suspicious if it, was an a seemingly able-bodied man, escorting a child, say on a clipper ship. It would have been, well, why isn't this guy, in the military? Oh, maybe there's something going on here. It was much easier to, disguise yourself as grandma escorting, your grandkid.
Because that's a common sight on a military base in the World War II.
Well, not in the military base, but I'm thinking on the clipper ship. Again, remember the problems that Indiana Jones and his father had once they got on the blimp in the Last Crusade. Jones. Well, I can say I did see a powerful movie today. You know, if you're tired of all the Disney crap and just the schlock that Hollywood gives you, go take a couple hours and go see Sound of Freedom. It's an an amazing, powerful movie.
You saw it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Now I'm in control, Captain.
So what's really interesting about the movie is it is based on a true story, and kind of like one of the previous movies, I think it was the Chris Kyle movie, where they showed actual photos or what have you, after the movie's over, before the credits roll, they actually show the guy that is truly responsible for it. He's still alive, and his family and everything. But what's interesting about it is it has, it is kind of an action movie, and at least you're expecting action movie tropes, but they don't come because it's a real story.
Yeah.
And so it's incredibly moving. There's definitely parts where it'll get a little dusty in the theater. You got to kind of bite your tongue if you don't want to.
It's a very, like I said, it's like a very serious movie. It's something like I don't want to see it in theater though. I'd rather probably see it at home. I hope they release the DVD.
And I mean, I will say too. I mean, what's definitely interesting is, small theater that I saw it in. By the time the movie was starting, and even people coming in a few minutes afterwards, it was probably 3/4 full. At 2:00, and I know what was interesting is there's a couple other theaters around me about 30 miles away or so, and I was just checking on Fandango, and the afternoon shows were nearly sold out in every theater. So the word of mouth is getting out there. I know that it is being produced or was produced by kind of a Christian or Christian affiliated production company. So I know that they've been reaching out to churches and things like that as well. So I'm sure that there's some group sales in there. But what's interesting is, there's a kind of little special presentation for a few minutes, after kind of a couple minutes after the credits, where Jim Caviezel comes on and talks about the story and the kind of the difficulty they had getting it to screen, and the heroes, and then asking for help to get the movie out, because they don't have a studio, major studio behind it. They don't have the marketing budget for it. It was interesting though. He said that it was completed about 5 years ago, and they ran into all kinds of trouble trying to get it distributed and getting it out to theaters. So that's strange.
They couldn't find a distributor.
As he put it, there were roadblocks. So take of that what you will.
Yeah, no, distribution in the movie business is a real thing that doesn't really get talked about much, and it really does kind of gatekeep a lot of filmmakers from getting films made. This is something that kind of ended the Wachowskis' career that doesn't really get talked about. When what was it, the film that they did, Cloud Atlas? They had to do that as an indie film because they didn't have the big studio production, and every film they've done since has been outside of the system. Well, except for the most recent Matrix, but only one of them was part of that. Was a different thing, but and of course in the Christian field, there's a few studios you're able to get some things out there in limited release. I know Lionsgate has been making some waves because they actually started picking up some things, and they've just decided that there's a void, and so they released what was that film earlier this year that got really a lot of buzz, and actually did really well, all things considered. It was what's it called, the Jesus Revolution?
I think.
But but that movie got put out in studios because Lionsgate picked it up to distribute. So, and this one I'm looking at, I've seen the trailer for this and I had forgotten about it. But now that you've been talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a movie I wanted to see. The trailer looks really good.
Yeah. So I know it started hitting theaters last week. It's gotten a much wider release this week. I know actually yesterday, Monday was the first day it was available out here. So this
was produced. The studio is Angel Studios. Yeah. That's they're most widely known for the phenomenon The Chosen. People may or may not know about, but it's actually a crowd-funded television show about the disciples of Jesus. That's on its 4th season now, and it's become this worldwide phenomenon. It's just as far as like ratings go for dramatic television, it's destroying everything. And I think that show is waking a lot of these houses up to be like, oh, there's an audience out here to be mined.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, too, I mean, I know some people have joked, and it was true. Probably 3/4. I was probably in the lower 25% of age. Probably 3/4 of the people were older than me at the theater. And it was funny to see too, because they just reopened this theater. They haven't done any of the renovations yet, so it's the old-fashioned seating, and it's no reserve seating.
That's good.
So it was fun watching people who probably haven't been to the theater in several years trying to kind of navigate their way.
Do you guys follow the reservations, or do you sit wherever you want anyway?
It depends. I go to the very earliest showings. I go to the first showings of the day. I go there, and it's usually during the week, because that way it's only me and 5 other people if I really have to, so I can just sit wherever I want to sit.
Yeah,
I'm not a Neanderthal. I sit in the seat that I select.
I never do that.
If it's a crowded theater, if I sit down in the seat that I selected, and next to me is a mouth breather with a bucket of popcorn, yeah, I'm sitting somewhere else. But and I hate the freaking reservation system. Absolutely.
And don't point it to me next time, okay? I'm not a mouth breather.
Oh, I wasn't pointing. I just naturally assumed everybody would think you.
Well, the thing about the reservation system, though, is if the theater is not crowded, then you can reserve any seat you want, pretty much.
Yeah.
So just reserve the seat that you want to sit.
Sure.
Or if it's crowded and you can't get the seat you want, it's not like you can readily move, because you're just going to probably end up sitting where someone else has a seat.
Yeah, well, sometimes you get that awesome seat, and then somebody decides that they want exactly the seat right next to you.
I just look to see where I want to, and I just pointed, boop, and then I go in there and sit wherever I want.
Yeah.
Matt, and the funny thing is that the players who work there said, go sit where you want to sit.
I do know I always go one in. Like I'll pick my aisle seat, but I'll just go one in, because I know nobody's going to get that seat. So the very least I could then go over to the one I didn't buy, and I've got that.
So my one theater, one of the market theaters here they have here, they're going to have screen, the normal screen, and then you have on the sides coming up this way and this way on both sides.
God, what do they call that? Is it 4X? I thought, several years ago, this would have been, oh my God, probably at this point 5 years ago. That was how I saw Battle Angel or Alita.
They were doing that. I'm like,
does it make a difference?
It's interesting. Honestly, I didn't like it. I mean, the idea is that you've got the big format screen in front of you, and then you've got additional information off of to the left and the right.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to get this 240-degree
field view. It's
kind of screen, and I mean it's fine. I thought it was too much of a gimmick. I mean, just give me a large format screen with good sound.
So, here's my thought on that though. because I've been to the Busters, and you go in one of the rides, or not rides, call it, but one of the things. It's a Star Wars game. You go in there, and it's a curved screen. It goes all the way to your like wherever you learn. There is stuff there. It's like, and it made me nauseous. So I'm thinking, like, if it's IMAX like that, curved like that.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that was kind of it too, because at least at the time when I saw it, and I know it was a really new technology then, that it wasn't the stuff on the side. It was basically just projecting off of the sides of the theater. There were no, there was no like screen material on the sides. So it was also kind of muted compared to what you saw on the screen. I mean, again,
so they're putting screens on the side though for this one.
If they're doing that, it'll at least look a bit, look better. I'm still not sure how great or how much it adds.
Well, it's going to be at the Ridge Theater here, which is like we have a couple of theaters for Marcus that are like the fancy ones. There's the one that looks like it's called the Majestic. It looks like, and I remember the movie The Majestic from Jim Carrey.
Mm-hmm.
An old theater. It looks exactly like that. It's like and that's one of the more fancy ones in the Ridge neighborhoods. That's their theater. Yeah. The Ridge is like it's like the super Walmart theaters. It has like over like 30 different like room or screens you can watch.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's become a one-stop shop, and that I usually avoid that because that's where all the kids go. They all funnel to that one, so I go to the ones away from the kids, so I don't have anybody kicking, throwing things. And I remember I sat there one time, and I remember it was Far From Home, and I remember with my friend, I was like, "Holy crap, is it crowded here?" It's like not only the parking lot, and then the parking lot there's a Texas Roadhouse there too, and there's an Applebee's, and so it's like I'm in like a mini little like a biodome here. Everyone's in one area. I was like, I don't like this. I'm not claustrophobic, but I mean, I hate traffic, and I hate just crinkle.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was
definitely... imagine that the whole entire movie.
I mean,
I had that. I've told the story.
Yeah,
I hate that.
This is the most crowded theater I've been in a long time. So that was interesting. But yeah, everybody was well behaved. Nobody distracted or took away from watching the movie. So it was great.
Well, you saw The Flash. You were in a crowded theater, sir.
I didn't see The Flash.
Oh, I'm okay. So I went with the wrong film.
Yeah.
Point being, no.
Yeah, no,
it was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I had my private screening of Asteroid City on Sunday, so.
I'm contemplating if I want to go see that on the big screen.
I'm the worst person to ask about theaters because I go to the early bird showings where there's.
I agree with Venk on that one.
Same here. Yeah, I go to matinees as much as possible. I don't like.
I'm 38 and I act like I'm 60 and I hate everybody.
Yeah, well,
don't get better, sir.
I don't like necessarily going out at night, so it's I prefer going to matinees.
I just prefer the price, to tell you the truth. And a lot of times it's less crowded in the daytime. Early bird showing is better because people are more well behaved. I think it's because it's all us old farts.
Well, you guys are younger compared to the people that are in there, but I mean it's like 70 plus that show up in there.
The showing of The Flash I did go to was really crowded.
Hey, world's biggest geek! Happy 4th of July!
So here I am thinking this looks good. It's going to be a hit.
The only one that was crowded for the early bird matinee, because I forgot about this, was when I went to saw Super Mario Brothers, and kids. There was some holidays the kids had off just before remember it came out before school and all. So all these younger kids in there, and the dad's explaining the whole movie to the son. I'm thinking like, couldn't you just do that at home? Why does he have to be here and explain to him? Let's let him son, sink or swim. You know what's going on or not? It's like, so I'm like, it's like I was hoping to avoid like the little kids. I'm like, it's darn you, Super Mario Brothers. But besides that, the kid got drowned out by the noise. I was like,
Little Mermaid was crowded as well, but that's done well over here.
Really? Little Mermaid was crowded?
Yeah. It did well here. It was overseas. That's why it didn't make the bajillion dollars, is because nobody wanted to see it overseas.
Yeah.
They wanted to see that more than Indiana Jones. Did you see how much money Indiana Jones made in China?
How much?
$2 million. That's what an independent movie makes over here.
Functionally.
Yeah. That is something. Only $2 million.
Well, yeah, it's funny. I mean, as somebody, kind of pointed out, the thing you have to realize is when the original Indiana Jones films came out, they weren't, China wasn't open back in the 80s. So there was no Chinese market. They didn't know who Indiana Jones was.
Yeah.
Honestly, their first exposure, in the theater was, Crystal
Kingdom
Skull.
of the Crystal Skull.
Which, isn't great. So they've got no affinity to Indiana Jones. So
I was going ahead, Venk.
I was gonna say for who's coming up in July is Mission Impossible, which is on the 12th, which is next Wednesday, and then you have Oppenheimer, and I really hope both those do well. I know Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is gonna do well, but Haunted Mansion, that might
I want that to do well it looks good to me.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. To be honest, 100% straight up, I just want this to be a June thing. Get people back out to the theaters. I would hate to see theater closures, especially the mom and pops. AMC is going to be fine, but the mom and pops, I wouldn't hate to see them close up because for some reason people don't go to the theaters anymore. Also, we mentioned and we talked about this before. I like what Disney's doing with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I would suggest to them give a 6-month window before where it's on physical media before you put it on streaming. That way they make their money and they're more apt to make more movies that based on the IPs we like and love.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly, again, I think it's as much a studio issue more so than just movies in general, because Disney has become this 800-pound gorilla because of the MCU and what have you, and they have burned all of their goodwill and then some. And so it's mostly their films that are suffering. I mean, Universal had $1 billion hit with Super Mario Brothers. And what's interesting with that one, too, is it went to VOD pretty darn quickly, and people were still going to the theater to see it. But I think it's completely different because again, Disney has trained the audience in a negative way. And again, I mean, their one success in their last 9+ films is Guardians of the Galaxy, but that is just barely eking out a success. And it's not really a success because if you're spending $250 million on a film, you're expecting to make at least $200 million. And that movie will probably wind up making an overall profit of about 20 to 50 million.
Lindsay brings up a good point. Theater owners are getting a taste of what local comic shop owners have done.
Yeah. It's always important to go to the movies because the movies are the best experience in the world, and to enjoy a great story and have a blast and enjoy the ride of imagination.
Dude, I've seen 9 movies this year in the theaters. That's way too much for me.
I don't know how many I saw in theaters.
But again, it's why I continue to think that Mission Impossible is really going to do well, especially because you've got, target audience of people like me that are starved for a movie since John Wick 4, basically. And again, Tom Cruise has built up a ton of goodwill. People are going to remember, Top Gun Maverick. And then talking about China, they love movie stars. They love action films. And the Mission Impossible franchise, especially the last, 3 or 4, certainly since Christopher McQuarrie's been involved, have all done 65+% of their total box office internationally.
So what are you saying? Halle Bailey is not a big enough movie star? Is that what it is? Or actually Harrison Ford?
Among other things. I mean, there's also just cultural things too, in terms of, the mermaid, with Chinese culture. And now there's definitely a reason why, the international poster looked differently than the poster that was in the U.S.?
Yeah, it was made for the IMAX, but it is suspicious that that's the one that they went for China.
I'm disappointed that the Little Mermaid, when she went on the onto land first time, wasn't accustomed to racism, and then she had her Black Lives Matter moment in the movie. That would have been hilarious.
Well, in the movie, the king and queen are black, and Eric, the white kid, is adopted.
Breen? Oh,
I am not kidding.
And I didn't know, and also I did not blow a Smurf.
Yeah, you did.
It's your heads. That's
right. That also, really, when Ariel gets on, they did do some original songs, and when Ariel does get on land, she doesn't have her voice, but they do a song that's her inner monologue as she's taking in all the stuff around her. I actually like that song.
She's a woman.
In context, I didn't hate any of it, including the one that everybody hates, and I understand. Out of context, Scuttlebutt sounds like shit. In the movie, it makes sense, especially in the movie at that time. I was like, wait a second, what are y'all talking about? The song's fine. The song's fine. And then I listened to it by itself, and I was like, no, that sucks. In the movie, it's fine because it actually fits. Yeah.
As I say, even in the movie, it might make sense in context, but it still sounds like crap.
Do you hear that Barbie in the movie has a trans friend apparently? Supposedly?
No. Is it a trans friend? I don't doubt it.
No, I mean there's literally Barbies of every shape, size, whatever.
Oh, will they have Down syndrome Barbie in there?
I was just about to ask the same thing. Actually, you know what? Now that you bring it up, I hope they have Down syndrome Barbie in there. I would love to see that. Not to make fun, by the way, not to make fun either. I've worked with kids with Down syndrome. Some of them are very adorable. Some of them are vicious dicks, but it's just the adorable ones are incredibly adorable. I have nothing about that. So yeah, when they came out with Down syndrome Barbie, I wasn't exactly for it because it's Barbie. She's supposed to be somebody to aspire to, but then again, I guess now, a kid with Down syndrome has a Down.
The kid with Down syndrome wants to be the one that doesn't have Down syndrome.
Yeah, maybe that's true. You get a lot of that.
I do love the fact, though, that of Barbie and Oppenheimer, it's Barbie that has created the international controversy because they used the China-approved map of Taiwan and disputed territories versus what is the correct international map. I guess there's some scene where it's like, teacher Barbie or something, and there's a map behind her, and it's of
and Disney's like
Japan and
one China,
the coast of China.
What pissed me off is our president said we support a united China. I was like, no, we don't. Yeah. We never have.
He's on their payroll, so he's kind of
that's true. Yeah. I would love somebody to ask him who pays better, China or America.
True story.
I loved it. Seeing this tweet of showing the poster for Barbie and Oppenheimer. It's like one of these movies has created an international incident.
True story for Barbie. They actually got did this all the guys. They got rid of their junk. And to be atomically correct.
Now, I think it's also funny on that not what Venkman said, but on what you were talking about, LK, that we were supposed to go crazy and start killing people because we saw the Joker, and yet there was a machete fight in Frozen 2.
Yeah.
To be fair, it was Christopher Nolan's. It was Christopher Nolan's movie that caused that guy to become the Joker.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm not sure if the Down syndrome Barbie was "quote unquote" an official Barbie or not, or they had an actual official Barbie like that. Because I know that people have done kind of like versions of Barbies, and then Mattel said no, wait, this is not official.
I want an anorexic Barbie. I want Barbie on drugs. I want zombie bath soap.
Right. World's Biggest Geek is asking, do you think Blue Beetle will make a big opening day for the box office in August? No, well, okay, first of all, a big opening in August is a hell of a lot different than a big opening in May, June, and July. Do I hope it's successful? I think it has a good chance to be successful, just because I don't think this movie is being viewed as old DC.
Oh no, Lindsay, why would you do that?
Now I can't wait to see the China poster for the Marvels. It's gonna be.
Oh, that's true. It's gonna be Captain Marvel. It's gonna be a back shot of Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel.
What awful Photoshop? What awful Photoshop poster?
I got it. It'll be Captain Marvel, and it'll be Kamala Khan, and Kamala Khan will be doing like this, and about that big will be. Yeah.
Actually, no, they'll put Captain Marvel in a white hoodie.
Yeah. Now, I guess that poster that came out this past weekend, that is an official poster, right?
I have no idea. It looks.
I didn't see it, so
because it is so bad. Oh, let me see if I could pull it up.
I know that people Photoshop a lot of things too.
Well, I know, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Kamala Khan is brown too, so I guess it's going to be the Marvels, and it'll just be Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. We could. Oh, they should have done. It just had Brie Larson and 2 other Brie Larsons.
It'll be doing. It'll have Brie Larson, and she'll be like, and it'll have They're Behind the Door, and that'll be the one.
They're in the closet, both of them.
Exactly. Guys, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Gail just got home.
Should have done it in the very beginning. Protection. Too late now.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, doing an auction. I got some stuff in from Dave Asanowitz. I was going to show it off. I was going to show off some of these because you were talking about half-price books, but I did get the Crow at the the warehouse. I got the Tick. I don't know if that one's going to get sold, but I think I'm going to put the Crow up. Incredible story. Archie, 1941. Got Justice League The Nail, which is really good. This one is staying with me. It's the second volume of the Bwahaha.
Oh, man.
And Justice Society Volume 1. I already had Volume 2, so happy about that. And just to show off LK, I got myself one.
Oh, nice.
These are really cool. Also, the things that came in the box there. What was in the box?
Nothing.
I got a copy of Jawbreakers with the Ethan Van Sciver cover. I got a copy of Walmite. That's going to be in the auction tomorrow.
Nice. Oh, where did you find that?
Actually, Dave Sonowitz sent it.
Oh, okay.
I should have led with these two here because I think the Iconic Comics were a bigger deal. But we've got New 52 Earth 2, Volume 1.
Nice.
And then we've also got a hardcover of Batman White Knight.
Ooh.
So there you go.
I already got one, but it's still a good book, guys.
But these are the big dogs.
Common Americas.
Well, it's not. They're not both. This one is. Hold on, just a sec. One of them.
Open up.
No, I'm not opening them up. These have never been opened before.
Well, unless you.
Okay, so hold on. I sent a message to Tim, and he answered this question for me. Okay, so this right here, it's got a mark on it. I can say this right here is an unopened box, and this has got Black Hops #2 in it.
Okay.
And this one has this also is unopened, and it has Common America #2 in it. So Volume 2. So those are going to be part of the big dogs tomorrow.
You didn't keep your cards?
Say again?
So I hope he got a copy for himself. He's just got an extra one for you because those a lot of those came with the actual trading cards, Common America trading cards. Some of them had patches.
If it was included, I mean, look, it is sealed. These have never been opened. So yeah, it's got the whole kit and caboodle, whatever he's
postcards. Yep.
Now here, let me share this so Venkman can see before we go.
Sure.
So there you go. Well, except for the bad cosplays part that says the Marvels, but this is basically what the poster looks like. It is the worst. It is the worst Photoshop.
I kind of wanted this to be the last taste as we were leaving, because I really do want to say, hey, it will be in the auction tomorrow.
You want the last taste.
There you go. All right. So please join 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's going to be a one boxer, 10, maybe 12 lots tops. And yeah, there you go. I'd like to thank everybody for hanging out with us. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.
Good night.